So how do I cope with self-doubt? I realise I always suffer from imposter syndrome, and I didn't realise I suffered from it. So I sort of believe that I'm useless all the time. But actually, I then counter that by going, the business has been going for over 20 years now. And actually, you read some of the case studies that we put together, or the comments that people have said, or, I can think of a charity that you did some work for, and they're still referring to a document that was 5+ years ago, and it's still of value to them. So it's things like that you have to look at your successes and go, actually, it had a real brilliant impact on the organisation we were helping. And it's very easy to be self-critical and believe that, everybody else is somehow better.
Yeah.
But then you reflect on those things and realise that it's okay.
I think part of the realisation that actually everybody, unless they've got some psychological disorder, suffers from self-doubt, from imposter syndrome at some point or other. Maybe not all the time. And that realising that, I think, helps any one individual cope with it. And so walking into a room full of people that you might be daunted by, actually realising, well, there's probably several other people in the room feeling exactly the same. So why didn't you go out and befriend them? That's one of the things.
Well, this is the thing that always fascinates. So you apparently, you go into a room and look for the person who's the most scary.
Yeah, the one who scares me the most, and go and speak to them.
and
then I've done the hardest thing I can. Yeah. So that I think that's one way. The other way is realising, well, actually, if how do we know how anybody else is perceiving us? That's really rather an unfair assumption to make about how somebody else is perceiving you. It's almost a rude thing, because they may have a frown on their face, but actually that frown might be because they're thinking about a problem at home, a death in the family, a problem in the workplace. You don't know, and therefore making that assumption is a rudeness. So that's another way that I deal with self-doubt and imposter syndrome. But the other consistent, but maybe perennial, is lethargy, isn't it? When you don't feel you've got the energy to set about a task. And I'd say the same as we said in relation to keeping your motivation going. It is about looking at your values, your vision, your mission, your why, and as you said, looking at what you've done in the past and what still exists. So I think the best example for us is that we did a brand for Northampton College nearly 18 years ago.
Yep.
And it's still going strong.
And it still looks fresh.
Yeah. And I'm really proud of that. And that's quite a high-profile brand in Northamptonshire, Northampton College, and that makes me feel good. And it's looking at instances like that helps me realise that actually we do deliver value, and we are making a difference. That and things like we've been dealing with Business Ready, University of Warwick Science Park, for well over 10 years. And we were involved in their brand, and the amount of business support organisations that we've been involved with in the district is amazing. Coventry and Warwickshire Growth Hub, the Chamber, Business Ready, Creative Springboard. All of these organisations we've been party to and contributed to what they've delivered to support businesses in the area.